Parker woke up and found that her hand was already frozen on the railing. She tried to open her palm, but every move was a severe pain because the skin had separated. She was so strong that her palm was lifted. The large area of the skin was left on the railing. The palm was stained with blood. Her face was also red. She wanted to get her hands on it, but she was stopped by Joe because her skin was frozen. They had been trapped for a night. Last night, Joe climbed the steel lock and broke his gloves. His hands were injured. They could only sit on the cable car and pray that someone would come. A few hours later, they realized that maybe no one would come. They couldn't be trapped for another night, so Joe got up again. He stood on the cable car and grabbed the steel lock with his hand. He moved forward little by little. The boots on his feet were also heavy. Every step he took was very difficult. At this time, the group of wolves on the mountain came again. Joe had to climb forward desperately. He finally climbed to the other cable car. He asked Parker to throw the ski pole to him, so that after he will go down, he can use it to defend himself. Parker moved forward to get the ski pole. It turned out that the screws of cable car were loose. She still held on to the fear and threw the ski pole out. Although Joe's hands had been pierced by steel at this time, they were blurred with blood. But in order to survive, he could only continue to climb forward. Those wolves were squatting down and looking at him, waiting for him to fall. Finally, Joe successfully climbed to the opposite side and returned to the ground along the stairs. He picked up the ski pole in time and pushed the bad wolf back. He quickly sat on the ski board and climbed down the mountain to seek help. Parker could only sit on the cable car alone and wait for help. It was a day and a night. There was still no news. She couldn't wait any longer. If she waited any longer, she would be frozen to death sooner or later. She looked at the thickness of the snow below. She decided to jump down from here. She carefully moved outward, hoping to be closer to the ground. At this time, the screws on the cable car fell off. She looked at the front and jumped down with courage. Then the steel was broken. The cable car fell and hit Parker's leg. She didn't dare to stop. She endured the pain and immediately climbed down the mountain. She kept climbing until she saw something. It was Joe's body. It turned out that he had already been attacked by the wolf group, and there was a wild wolf next to her staring at her. Parker was scared to breathe, but the wolf group turned around and left, maybe because they were full. She quickly crawled forward and left. She finally climbed to the side of the road. She used her last effort to stop a car. In the end, Parker was saved. They entered the ski resort in a clever way because they were greedy and cheap. In the end, it caused a heavy cost. In life, it is like this. When you see yourself using a head machine to make a coincidence, you will be surprised.